Hello humans, Master DinnerFlax here, and today I'll be going over my Era 1 Chaos deck. Now, Era 1 is probably the most degenerate era that they have. Era 1 is going to cause a lot of issues very quickly, and this is the only, like, it's not even fair, but it's like fairish deck that format will probably ever bring out. Like if it's not Exodia, if it's not Card Demise deck, then you have three options for Era 1. It's Card Demise, normal beatdown, Exodia, or alternate win condition, or Chaos beatdown. And I want to do Chaos beatdown because that's the only one that you can even enjoy. Like, it's so ridiculous that I can't even just go into it. I'll just upset myself. So I'm gonna go in and explain these card choices. There's a lot of issues with Era 1 too, where you don't get a high access. You're given a very low ceiling in Era 1, and that's going to cause a lot of issues until they fix it. But I'm gonna get into this. BLS CED. BLS is broken. This card is insane. Like, I've literally resolved it once, and I just melted. This card's ridiculous without the errata. It's so powerful that you can just straight up, if this is in someone's hand, if they see you have this in your hand, like, at any time, they will play around this the whole duel. They will be so scared to devote anything. They're so scared of this. It's insane. This card's ridiculous. I've never played in a format before where you have access to this. This card's stupid. DMOC original errata, amazing. Like, the new errata is not even that bad. Like, it's pretty decent, but this just smokes it. Like, holy crap. Like, it's so good. Someone took it with an infinity. Like, oh my gosh, this card's awesome. Triple Gores, because it's a beatdown deck and you have no way to really defend yourself. You need to play this. There's not a lot of traps you want to play because all your spells are so broken. It's beat down. It puts 27 and another big token on board, so you can just help beat your opponent down, and you can just recover so much card advantage just by single spell cards in your deck. This is one of the unfortunate things. Because you were given a very limited access of effect monsters in the format, you're forced to play lights that are normal monsters, and it's Alexandrite Dragon. There's nothing else you want to play. Alexandrite's 2k on board, but really all that matters is that it's a light, because if you don't play this, you have Magician of Faith and Marshmallow and no other lights in the deck, but these guys are so powerful resolving it doesn't matter. You need to summon these guys, and it's worth playing a normal monster just in this scenario. Magician of Faith, it's bad in this format, but when you can recycle Pot of Greed, Delinquent Joe, Feather Duster, Change of Heart, like, it becomes infinitely better. Like, it's the same reason why DMOC is infinitely better in this format. Not even because it has the old school errata. It's literally because spell cards are just way more powerful. And this is literally just to get to multiple Magicians of Faith, resolving it multiple times. You can also use this with BLS to banish multiple monsters. You just wanna resolve this. Sometimes it comes up where you just set a monster and beat it down, but normally you just want to use this with your Magician of Faith or your Cyberjar sometimes. Holding arms, holding legs. This, I was originally playing it just because it was a crush card target, but I actually found it pretty useful. Just as a walking fiendish chain, kind of protect my life for a little bit. It's been very helpful, and holding legs is a lot better because it's a floater with Graceful Charity in the graveyard, and itself is really good against certain demise openings. We got Makira the Destructor. This is good for one reason, but the reason it is good is beyond comprehensible. I'll show you in a moment why this card's ridiculous. Marshmallow, because it's the only stall card. It's the only decent card. I always play Spirit Reaper, but you can't, and you need the lights in the deck. You need them. Songen to just search out like almost half the deck. This just search out, I think, a little more than half the deck. Cyberjar is ridiculous. Holy crap. Even formats and moments you don't think it's good, it's devastating because just like you just get so many resources from this. It's so ridiculous. I don't know why this card was ever legal. I thought the monsters were broken, and then they gave us all these spells. Like, okay, I'll just get into it. For your draw and recovery, you have Painful Choice, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity. These are draw cards. They get you deeper into your deck. They're just power cards. For monster snatching, we got Change of Heart and Snatch Deal. Broken. For hand control, we got Confiscation, the Forceful Sentry, Delinquent Duo. Every single one of these is broken. Like, Delinquent Duo may be random, but just a plus one from negging your opponent is stupid. This, it stops floaters. You just put it in the deck. You look at their hand. It's free. This, you pay 1,000 life points. Discard some out of their hand. This is ridiculous. Like, this should not... For monster removal, we got Regeki, Dark Hole. We already have access to this, but they're way more powerful in a slow format. For spell and trap removal, we got Feather Duster, Heavy Storm. This card's nice to play. And 2 Twin Twister. And for monster recursion, we got Reborn and Premature Burial, which is amazing with this guy. For traps, we got very small trap lineup because all your spells are so broken that you just want to play very few of them, and if you're playing traps you want them to be stupid. Okay, 2 Bottomless. Really good against the against an Arrow 1 deck if it's not Exodia, because they're just going to be playing like Alexandrite Dragons and stuff, so you just Bottomless it and you're good. Triple Drowning Mirror Force. I mean, not triple, double. It's kind of ridiculous that you can play this, but Mirror Force is at 1. I don't quite get that. They may fix that later, but I don't know. Imperial Order is probably the... No, it is. It's... Royal Oppression and Imperial Order are just way, way too powerful. I think this is still more powerful than Royal Oppression. This card's insane. You can turn it off by yourself. This card... Oh my gosh. And then Sixth Sense. I wanted to show you this because... Mycura the Destructor with Graceful Charity, if you have Destructor and Charity in hand, you're going to draw 3 cards and discard 2. So draw 3, draw into this, but you discard this and another card. Activate Sixth Sense, declare 5/6. If it resolves in your favor, you will win the duel because you've went through so many cards in your deck, and it's ridiculous. It's really good also with Imperial Order if you draw into it, because you can then just floodgate your opponent out when you want to. It's absurd. Like, Mycura is also pretty good because if you're fearing the Feather Duster, Heavy Storm, or just normal back row destruction like MST or Twin Twister, you can keep it in hand while you have this set. They attack into it, then like, okay, we're safe. They attack directly, Drowning Mirror Force. That's also pretty good. Side deck. Side deck I've been working on. It's not the greatest, but it's kind of like a smoke screen side. For the very beatdown decks, I got 2 Jurigato. You just use this to beef up your monster, gain some life, help you out. 2 MST for demise decks. This for any like monsters decks that just spew out monsters all the time. Just another Dark Hole. Book of Moon. I wanted to put it in the main, but there's just no room. Every spell card I have is like ridiculous. Heavy Slump for Exodia. I need to side more for Exodia. It's upsetting. 2 Storming Mirror Force. This is where I start to smoke screen side. 2 Storming, 1 more Bottomless, a Torrential, a Trap Dust Shoot, a Vanities, and a Royal Oppression. These cards come in when I need to be defensive. Like, I'll side into an anti-meta Chaos build. So I'll just side in a bunch of traps. I'm thinking about siding Card Demise 2 to be a total loser, but I'm not sure yet. But you just side in these. It's a very aggressive deck. You just side in these 2, and you can win the duel just off these 2 cards when you have simple beaters on board and you're gaining basic advantage. And the other traps just help with opponent being too aggressive. Like 3 Bottomless is very punishing against a lot of decks. Storming Mirror Force, an extra Mirror Force name. Torrential against slower decks. Trap Dust Shoot also good against Exodia. So yeah. That's it. I can't think of anything else. You can't play. It's literally not possible to play an extra deck in Arrow 1. But I just wanted to show you this. It's kind of interesting. I think people, not for the fact that it will be the best, but I think for the sake of health, for these generation formats, people shouldn't play Exodia and Demise Vanillas. They should really just be playing Chaos Beatdown because everything else is really one-sided for Arrow 1, and I think they really need to work on Arrow 1 the most. But that's it, YouTube, and remember, Master DinnerFlax will take your soul.